Hello, human beings. We are moving on to your intermediate falsefold stuff. Primary focus of all the intermediate stuff is going to be getting your falsefold higher up in your range, layering it over that falsetto range, so that you can then choose to do whatever you wanted to do and not just be stuck down low. Yeah? Starting where we left off in the beginner videos, high up, somewhere around there in your falsetto range, so not your speaking voice. Mickey Mouse, that's what we want. On an ooh, we want to try and get that on-off exercise. You know, the way you had it in your chest voice. We want ooh. So, there are a couple of ways that you can approach this. The first way is, if you have been working with the beginner videos, just try it. Try it again, randomly go for it, see what comes out. However, if we want to be a little bit more systematic about it, one thing that we can do is run scenarios in your mind and have you try to clear your throat in your falsetto range. So, in your speaking voice, when you're given the instruction, clear your throat, you kind of already know how to do that. You've been doing that most of your life, hopefully, assuming you survived this long. You've probably done it at least once. So you know what is like. In your falsetto range, however, the tendency will be to stay on that high note and then drop an octave plus to clear your throat. So the tendency is, ooh, which is not what we want. How to stay up there and remain up there. Get the initial note. Ooh. Find it clean. And the scenario is as follows. Imagine that you are a tiny mouse. And imagine that you're at a dinner party this time. This is the dinner party moment of the polite throat clearing. And
a piece of cheese got stuck in your throat. And you need to go, and you need to clear your throat up there because you're a mouse.
So do not transform into a hippopotamus during the throat clearing. Try that. That is the number one thing that I would recommend and suggest, and probably the fastest way that you're going to get there, hopefully. Another alternative, when we're looking at the falsetto range, we're really starting to look at combo distortions. We're really starting to look at falsefold plus breath. So we're really getting out of that Mongolian throat singing tone. In order to do this, you might need more breath passing through the system. So one way to do this is to start working your breath distortions. How do you work your breath distortions? Well, fastest way is to sigh. If you're the kind of person who sighs silently, make a noise whilst doing it. Sustain that. And then your target would be to go on pitch and sigh on pitch, which sounds way easier than it mechanically is. Sighing on pitch sounds like this. So that's just breath. That's not falsefold. You want both at the same time. In order to get into that sigh, start on a high pitch, slide down into it. So go, ah. So you're sighing off the pitch that your target pitch is, and then you climb up and sigh your way down. So you're going higher and higher and higher, and sighing earlier and earlier and earlier. Ah, 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 etc. Let it be chaotic. Tarzan mode. We like Tarzan. So, that's the other way. Obviously, in relation to your mouse scenario at the dinner party, it takes way longer to do the breath distortion. So the mouse scenario is like the fast way to get there. It's the fast track, but it doesn't work for some people. So, haha, sighing. If you can sustain a sigh, sustain and try climbing back up. So, that. And let it be weird and let it be cracky. All the intermediate videos are focused on getting your false fold over your falsetto range. So all the subsequent ones are just going to give you different ways of trying to approach the same thing and stabilize it and control it. So if the one right now didn't work for you, maybe the next video will work for you. So yeah, just keep watching the intermediate videos and trying all the stuff, and hopefully one of these things will work for you. If this was a lesson, it would be so much easier. But hey, what can you do? So yeah, that is all for now, and I will see you in the next video. As always, if you have any questions, just type them down below and I will get back to you eventually. Bye bye!